In the news tonight, Governor Aiyedatiwa urges collective responsibility in achieving overall development of Ondo State. Ondo Independent Electoral Commission postpones local government election. PDP governors, lawmakers call for establishment of state police. And in sports, Tinubu players with money awards plot of land. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on Osrc TV. I am Oyewumi Ayin Bara. The present administration in Ondo State will not sacrifice any efforts towards promoting peaceful coexistence among residents of the state. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who received in audience a delegation of the Arab-Ijaw indigenes in the state, restated the dedication of his administration to prosper every sector of the state economy for overall benefit of the people. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
The delegation of the Arab-Ijaw indigenes in Ondo State was led to the governor's office in Agadagba of Arab-Ijaw Kingdom Egbunu as they commiserated with Governor Aiyedatiwa and people of the demise of former governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. The people also congratulated Aiyedatiwa on his new position as the chief executive of the state.
Lord smiled on you, just like your name. So, it is not that person of any god or deity. Is
the chairman, Arugu Indigenous Development Association, Allen Yankee, in his address, expressed their solidarity for the Aiyedatiwa administration towards making life more worth living for the people. The people highlighted some of the challenges facing people of the area, including neighboring communities, chieftaincy matters, inadequate representation in government, shortage of teachers, and
it is a matter for regret, Your Excellency, that schools in our kingdom are sorely understaffed. We hereby plead with to ameliorate the situation by directing the superb to appoint indigenes of our origin for posting, particularly to the riverine area of the kingdom.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who appreciated the visit, described Oluwarotimi Akeredolu as a colossal loss, noting that his legacies will endure forever.
His maternal side is also from Ijaw Apoya and Ijaw Arugu, Apata and Botu. Even as we continue in the good work that he has started when he was here alive. He done so much for this state. He lived a good life, a purposeful life. All that he has attained when he was here. Therefore, his legacies too, as governor. I always say legacies.
Governor promised that government will look into some of the and all residents of the state.
Yearning is an aspiration of our people, not just the people from extract, all our people in Ondo State in general, because this seat is for the whole state, not just for Ibadan or SLD or Akure that is hosting us, hosting the seat of government. It's for all. And we look carefully and critically into the yearnings and aspirations of all the different ethnic groups and our people across the state, and ensure that we try as much as possible to meet all of them, that we can meet within our capacity and within the limited resources that are available to us.
It stressed the need for people peaceful Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
The Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission has postponed local government elections scheduled to hold on the 17th of February. The chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Joseph Arimo, who made this known during a stakeholders meeting with political parties and representatives of the local government areas, assured of the Commission's readiness to conduct a free, fair, and credible election. Joy Pius reports that the postponement was predicated upon non-compliance to specified guidelines by participating political parties as provided for under the Netherlands laws. We'll bring you the reports in the course of the bulletin. The federal government has pledged its commitments to expand the community radio as a tool to strengthen the nation's democracy. This was made known by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in a statement issued in commemoration of World Radio Day. World Radio Day is celebrated annually every February 13. The theme for this year's celebration, titled Radio, as century informing, entertaining, and educating, reflects the remarkable achievement of radio as a means of communication and information for over 100 years, despite the advent of social media. The minister noted that radio plays a vital role in shaping public opinions and promoting cultural unity in all diverse nations, adding that it also provides a platform for people of all backgrounds to speak out, be represented, and be heard, regardless of their ethnicity, religions, or political affiliation. While Nigeria has 89 licensed community radio stations, the minister stressed that the President Bola Tinubu-led administration is ready to provide a more conducive environment for all their radio stations to emerge and at the same time strengthen the already established ones. The adoption of state police has been preferred as a veritable solution to progressive insecurity across the country. State governors elected on the platforms of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, made the submission at the meeting held in Abuja on Monday. Also, the Lagos State House of Assembly at the plenary expressed concern over the worsening security situation in the country and Lagos especially. Rising from its meeting to review the state of the nation, the PDP Governors Forum, in a communique, said that they would continue to play their role in the efforts to bring security and circle to Nigerians. The governors reiterated the call for state police with appropriate safeguards to avoid any abuse by any tier of government. Of kidnapping and other forms of insecurity in the country, the Lagos State House of Assembly has called on the National Assembly to commence urgent constitutional amendment to allow for the creation of state police. At the plenary session on Monday, presided over by the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, the Lagos Assembly also called for the proper equipping of the Neighborhood Safety Corps. Last week, the 2 persons were killed, a woman was abducted, and 4 other persons were injured when gunmen struck in the Ikorodu area of Lagos on Wednesday. The House expressed concern over the pervasive insecurity across the country and in Lagos. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay. Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.org. Ondo State's Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says the present administration needs the support of every resident of the state towards actualizing its dream of a better state and improved economy. The governor played host to former speakers of the State House of Assembly at his office in Akure Church of the former lawmakers to use their wealth of experience and contact to advance the state at all levels. Government House correspondent Wahab Ankole reports that the former lawmakers were led by Honorable Victor Olabinton as they commiserated with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa over the passing of former Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. The Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission has postponed a local government election scheduled to hold on the 17th of February. The chairman of Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission, Joseph Aremo, who made this known during a stakeholders meeting with political parties and representatives of the local government areas, assured of the Commission's readiness to conduct a free, fair, and credible election. Joy Pius reports that the postponement was predicated upon non-compliance to specified guidelines by participating political parties as provided for under the enabling laws.
Citing non-compliant political parties to participate, the Ondo Electoral Commission had postponed council polls from December 16 to February 17 this year. Just less than 5 days to the adjourned date, the Commission convened the stakeholders meeting to announce yet another council polls on the same grounds.
Election is a process. It terminates at the point of declaring result and returning a candidate. We can't conduct the election for ourselves. We only conduct the election party comply with the guideline, when we have valid nominations, when party and their candidate turn up for verification and others, things that are required as may be specified by the guideline and the enabling laws. Then you agree with me that all have not been followed. Some steps has not been complied with. Ultimately, it have to affect the last day of the election.
According to the ODEC boss, Dr. Joseph Aremo, collection and submission of nomination forms is now fixed for Wednesday, 5th June to 7th June 2024. It's for commencement and times.
Political party will now commence their campaign by Wednesday, 5th June 2024. There will be collection and submission of nomination forms by political parties, and this will now run between Wednesday 5th June to Friday 7th June 2024.
While stating that the decision makes the DOD announced a new date with representatives of political parties and others reflecting on the decision.
The new election date is hereby rescheduled as follows. The new date is now Saturday, 13th July 2024.
The Commission assured of its readiness free council polls. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDA, says there is no going back on the ban of the importation, distribution, sale, and use of alcoholic beverages in sachets, packs, and glass bottles of 200 ml and below. NAFDA's Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, insisted that the ban was for the benefit of Nigerians and to save lives. Adeyeye's announcement stated that NAFDA to begin the enforcement of the ban on alcoholic beverages in sachets had generated repeated protests by distillers and labor unions, who said the move would cost 500,000 workers their jobs. Asked the Monday whether NAFDA would review the ban in view of the growing protests, the head of Public Relations Office, NAFDA, Christiana Obiazikwo, said that the ban remained. Obiazikwo clarified that NAFDA did not ban alcohol production in bigger bottles, but alcohol in containers or packing that a child can easily consume. Traders of essential commodities in Kano State have expressed their intentions to reduce prices of their commodities. Chairman of the marketers Ibrahim Danyaro made this known while addressing newsmen shortly after a meeting with the chairman, Kano State Public Complaints Anti-Corruption Commission. This confiscation with other assorted foodstuffs in the state by the Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission. Muyi Magaji said owners of the warehouses were to be found during the operation, but those opened were stocked full of commodities, including spaghetti, rice, pasta, and other food items. He said the decision by the traders followed the public outcry over the soaring prices of essential commodities and the high cost of living. The market leader also vowed to assist the commission in fishing out among those who were arbitrarily increasing prices and hoarding. The federal government has placed a 2 million naira bounty on an Anambra-based lawyer, Adachukwu Kukelu Okafo, who has been declared wanted for allegedly abusing an 11-year-old housemate, Happiness. Mrs. Kukelu Okafo, who is on the run, used a broken bottle, knife, and an electric iron to brutalize the child, who is said to be her niece. A video of the little girl receiving medical attention at the hospital had recently gone viral. The incident reportedly happened in Apaka, Onitsha, in Onitsha North local government area of Anambra State, after Mrs. Kukelu Okafo reportedly accused Happiness of touching her daughter. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development Uju Kennedy Ohaneye urged Nigerians to be on the lookout for Mrs. Kukelu Okafo, provide information that will lead to her arrest, and to call any police station once she is cited. The minister stressed that every Nigerian child deserves to grow up in a safe environment. In the meantime, Justice Umaru Fadao of the Borno State High Court sitting in Maiduguri has convicted and sentenced Aisha Wakil, otherwise known as Mama Boko Haram Tahiro Daura, and Lawal Suyadi, to 10 years imprisonment. According to the head of Media and Publicity of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Dele Oyewale, the Maiduguri Zonal Command of the EFCC had earlier secured a conviction against Wakil and her accomplices for falsely obtaining 15 million naira from one Buka Kachala of the Amiza Global Resources Limited under the guise of supplying 3 units of chemistry analyzers solar energy brand model 1800. The action was said to be contrary to the Offences Act 2006. In a statement, Oyewale said the defendants were jailed upon being arraigned by the Maiduguri Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) on Thursday, March 5, 2020, on a 2-count charge bordering on conspiracy and obtaining by false pretense to the tune of 40 million naira. And now we move to the foreign scene. The leaders of Germany, France, and Poland are calling for stronger military ties in Europe. That's after U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump said he would not protect NATO member states that aren't contributing enough funds to the alliance.
An armored Polish unit takes part in live-fire exercises. These tanks are a vital element of Poland's military, which has doubled in size in the last 10 years. Poland's Prime Minister says his country embraces its role on the world stage.
There is no alternative to transatlantic cooperation or to NATO. Europe must become a safe continent. This means the EU, France, and Poland must become strong states ready to defend their own borders.
Tusk was speaking in the aftermath of comments by former U.S. President Donald Trump, in which he said that while in office, he had warned a NATO ally he would encourage Russia to do whatever it wanted to them if they didn't pay their way. The principle of collective defense has been the cornerstone of European security for decades. With the U.S. footing the bill through NATO, governments have kept defense spending low, especially since the Cold War ended, particularly in Germany, where one analyst says Trump's words have caused an outcry.
People are really shocked, and I think realizing that they need to use the coming month up to the US elections to come up with a plan B in case Trump will be re-elected.
The Chancellor says he shares the Polish view of the need for European solidarity.
NATO's guarantee of collective defense is unrestricted. All for one and one for all. And I will say now, any attempt to relativize this guarantee is irresponsible and dangerous, and is only in Russia's interests. No one is allowed to play with Europe's security or make deals that risk it.
Declared fear here is how that would survive a possible second Trump administration.
And still on the foreign scene, in a White House meeting, President Joe Biden and King Abdullah II of Jordan discussed strategies to end the Gaza war. Disagreement arose in the approach as King Abdullah emphasized the need for an immediate and lasting ceasefire, while President Biden focused on a hostage deal for a 6-week pause in the fighting. Biden acknowledges Palestinian suffering but says Washington shares Israel's goal of defeating Hamas. Funding for UNRWA, suspended by Biden, was not addressed. Abdullah urged support for UNRWA, emphasizing its crucial mandate despite delivery restrictions. Kemisola Ojono has details.
A warm embrace at the White House before the talk. President Joe Biden and King Abdullah of Jordan spent at least an hour discussing how to end the war in Gaza. The leaders disagreed on the best way to do that.
We need a lasting ceasefire now.
The United States is working on a hostage deal between Israel and Hamas, which would bring an immediate and sustained period of calm to Gaza for at least 6 weeks.
Biden and Abdullah met just hours after Israeli forces launched a raid in Rafah to rescue 2 captives. Gaza officials say dozens of people were killed in the attack. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he wants to launch a full-scale military campaign against Hamas and Rafah, even though there is growing international disagreement. Such an invasion will be catastrophic for more than 1 million Palestinians trapped.
The major military operation in Rafah should not proceed without a credible plan for ensuring the safety and support of more than 1 million people sheltering there. Many people there have been displaced multiple times, fleeing the violence to the north, and now they're packed into Rafah, exposed and vulnerable. They need to be protected.
Biden did not talk about funding for UNRWA, which is suspended after Israel accused a few of its employees of helping Hamas plan the October 7th attack. Abdullah called on Biden to change his mind.
Restrictions on vital relief aid and medical items are leading to inhumane conditions. No other UN agency can do what UNRWA is doing in helping the people of Gaza through this humanitarian catastrophe. It is imperative that UNRWA continues to receive the support it needs to carry out its mandate.
Biden and Abdullah agreed to work on getting more humanitarian aid into Gaza, but they ignore reporters' questions on how to make that happen. Kemisola Ojono, Osrc News.
And now to sports. President Bola Tinubu has conferred the national honors of members of the Order of the Niger MON on all Super Eagles team members in appreciation of their performance at the just concluded CAF 2023 African Cup of Nations AFCON. In further recognition of their achievements, the federal government, represented by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, has granted each member of the team a plot of land as well as a flight with the location yet to be announced. President Tinubu, who received the national football team, expressed pride in the team, acknowledging their role in fostering unity within the country through their remarkable performance. Despite finishing second, he encouraged them to hold their heads high and maintain their team spirit. Just Ekong, the team's assistant captain and recipient of the 2023 CAF African Most Valuable Player, expressed gratitude to President Tinubu for his support, expressing a desire to present a trophy rather than silver medals. And with that, we conclude the news line. But before we go, a quick look at the major stories. We told you in the news that Governor Aiyedatiwa has urged collective responsibility in achieving overall development of the state. And we also told you that the Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission has postponed local government elections scheduled to hold on the 17th of February. PDP governors, lawmakers have called for establishment of state police. And in sport, President Tinubu has honored Super Eagles players with money, awards, plots of land in FCT. That's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening to you.